What's up? This is Vince Carter. You're listening to the 3-Point Conversion. Check it out.
And I feel like we've all gotten better. We've relaxed, got a chance to kind of recuperate and build our bodies back, and now we're ready to try to go win another championship. So having everybody back, I think, kind of puts us ahead. Being comfortable with each other, fighting each other during training camp, but even before that, everybody being back here and playing pickup and working out together definitely gives us that camaraderie early. So I just think that, plus adding on what we had, like 15, 16 players come back, is a good feeling. That's probably the most in my career, where damn near the whole team came back. So that's cool.
Ben Steele, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. You mentioned everyone getting better. What specifically were you concentrating on skill-wise over the season?
Well, one, getting healthy. I feel like over the last couple of years, it's been hard on your body. But really just being more efficient. If it's free throws, if it's finishing around the basket, shooting threes is a big part of our game. So just trying to get better at my three-point percentage. Just really trying to figure out ways to improve and get better.
I guess Jim Lazarski, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Never seen you before.
Yeah. Well, to follow up on that, at this stage of your career, how have you do you amend your off season in terms of, okay, well, I want to play till June, year 12, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Like how did you space that out? Do you take 2 months off? Do you just you know what I mean? Like, how do you kind of prepare for such a long grind?
Right.
This many years in?
I think I know my body pretty well. I usually don't touch a basketball until I get the itch, and I get the itch pretty early. So I always stay in the gym. I'm always working out, just trying to move. Just being fluid in your body is always good, having movement. And I have kids who are young, so it's not like I'm not going to move. But I think when it comes to basketball, touching the basketball, getting back out on the court, it's when you find that itch and when you start getting hungry. And from there, it's just, I think that competitive nature comes back. That's when you can really push yourself to try new things, or even if you're tired, push yourself a little bit further. So the itch for me has been for a while now, and really just trying to grind.
Steve McGargy, Associated Press. I'm just wondering, you talked about this is about the most people you've had back on a team entering a season. What's that dynamic like, just going into a training camp, knowing these guys already? How much of a benefit is that?
Yeah, I think that we're ahead of the curve. Again, we are comfortable in how we are offensively. There's things that we need to work on offensively, especially defensively. We need to work on. We didn't finish where we wanted to. But I think having everybody back, everybody on the same page, same mindset, everybody willing to compete against each other, but not looking to either demean or destroy each other is awesome. So people are fighting for positions and doing all that, but we also have the ultimate goal, and we know what it's like. We know what it's like going into big arenas and being on the big stage. So I think everybody's mindset and is really on the same page.
I'm curious for you. I think last year you're 51, 41, 76. Year before 50, 39, 77, something like that. We always talk about 50, 40, 90 seasons. Offensively, we talk so much about what you do defensively, but offensively, kind of what do you go into a season thinking about, from efficiency standpoint, scoring, like just doing all those things offensively?
Kind of what you said, and it's just a daily grind, staying to my program with our PD coaches. Again, getting those free throws in, knocking them down when you need them, being efficient. Same thing with mid-range and three-pointers. But again, this game is becoming about making shots, taking good shots, and practicing good shots. So practicing those shots and just having the confidence to know that you can knock them down. That's something that I feel like me and the coaches have been working on and will continue to work on.
Jamal Collier from ESPN. It's nice to see you, Jrue.
Good to see you too.
Did you spend much time reflecting on the playoff series in Boston? And if so, kind of what takeaways or things that you feel like you learned from that series?
I didn't reflect on it at all. But I did watch the rest of the playoffs. Obviously, I'm still a competitor. I still love the game of basketball, and I just wanted to see good series. Good series, good basketball. So it was fun to watch. But I felt like after we lost, I'm not really the type to dwell. I'd rather just move forward and see what we can do next time.
This is kind of similar to Eric's question, but how do you measure success for yourself when you sort of look back at your personally, individually, like seasons? Is there a number, a thing that you maybe keyed in on, or like how do you assess those things personally?
I think it's been different by season. A lot of seasons it's just been setting goals, kind of like 40, 50, 90, or being efficient in a certain area. Or if it's just like building my body, being able to guard 1 through 5. If it's making right reads, if it's assists, I feel like just setting goals and trying to get better at those every single year. So there's something you can always get better at. Set that goal, try to go for it.
Hey, Jrue, I know it's early, but what do you like about the addition of Marjan and what he can bring to the position of the team?
Yeah, athletic, tall, and he's hungry. And I feel like that's the most important thing. He loves the game of basketball. You can tell. He doesn't back down from anybody. Has a great shot. Can get to the basket. He can finish over the top of guys, and he has the length on defense. So I think he brings this all-around game that's really good for us and that we like. He just needs some experience, kind of playing against real NBA guys, having that confidence when taking those shots that we're going to need him to take. And he's been doing it. He's been doing it here with no fear, and that's always good to see.
Lance Allen, WTMJ. Jrue, you mentioned like recharging the batteries, taking some time off, stuff like that, but you have kids, you're a veteran. When that fire comes back or when you get the juices flowing, so to speak, again, what still motivates you after all these years?
I think since I've won, it's kind of, I don't know if they call it chasing that feeling, but really trying to go through that journey again, trying to go through the grind. I reflected after we won, just how hard it was to get to the position that you're in, the people that you did it with, what you can do to help them out more, how you can help yourself or make yourself better. But I feel like that's motivation enough, but also my kids, my family. I'm sure everybody here knows about my wife. She's the better athlete in our house. So I do have to step my game up. But my kids, being able to make them as proud as possible, my parents trying to make them as proud as possible, and go out there and give them my all. So there's definitely motivation when my daughter wants to come to my games and she wants to see me before the game. And my son, you can literally, you can't kick him off the court. I think that's pretty cool.
I know you mentioned watching the finals. Did you watch much of Eurobasket at all? Like, I know your boy Mamu was kind of showing out a little bit. So I'm just curious, like, do you end up watching any of that?
Yeah, for sure. And just because it's a different type of game from the NBA. Really fun to watch, really physical. Obviously, the rules are a little different, but to see Mamu and I think everybody thinks he's like improved, but he's always had it in him. He's always had that toughness. He's always had that energy and that fire, and you could feel it when you talk to him. So I think just him getting the chance to show the world has been cool. And then, I mean, just Giannis and TA doing what they do, that's normal stuff. But I think Mamu getting a chance to kind of show people like I'm here and I want to play and I'm able to play and I could play against the best in the world. So.
There's Josh from CBS 58. Good to see you, Jrue. Want to ask you about one of the other few new faces on the team, Joe Ingles. Kind of what do you feel like he can bring to the club once he actually is able to get out on the court?
Joe is one of the ones that
kind of said, I mean, having gone through it yourself with the Olympics, what can that experience, which is a little different from NBA, do for a guy who's seemingly accomplished it all?
I would say grow your game. Again, because it is two different types of games, right? Like you can get used to playing over here and just being able to run up and down and be able to essentially dominate. Over there, it is a little more physical. You can be in the paint for a long time. There's guys behind you that, come to block the shot. It's just the game is different. So I think being able to be versatile, be able to play that game and be the best at that game and then be the best at this game, there's not many in the world that could do that.
Thanks, Drew.
All right, guys.